Grande! Forza Italia!
Dai Milan Skriniar, dai Skriniar!
Trampa, cerna!
Du, tycker jag inte sådana många.
tror inte de.
kjempe. Gi oss en start her.
Welcome back to Bratislava. It is Sweden against Italy. Our second game of today as the traditional handshakes happen before tonight's or this afternoon's game. Referee Stefan Renault of the United States, Peter Starno of Slovakia. There's Clayton Beddoes, who is a Canadian out of Bentley, Alberta, who coaches the Italian team, and Ricard Gronberg. This is his swan song here at this World Championship for Sweden. He'll be moving on to coach in the Swiss League.
And he wants to end it the way he finished this tournament last year with a victory for Sweden, the two-time defending champions. The last time that had happened, 99-01, the Czech Republic got 3 golds in a row. So Sweden, with something to shoot for, historically great, got off to a tough start. A very difficult first game for this kind of tournament. The Czech Republic in a rink that was almost like a home game for the Czechs. Raucous environment, very physical, tightly fought. It'll be a different kind of game, you would imagine, against Italy. Italy struggled in their first game against Switzerland, gave up 61 shots, lost 9-0, switched their goalies up. Marco De Filippo gets the start, as I'm sure Andreas Bernard is still recovering from the effort against Switzerland. Henrik Lundqvist goes back-to-back. Maybe a little bit surprising, but he wants to win. He wants to get on the board as well in what probably should be a light workload kind of game if Sweden plays well.
Sweden started last year with a 5-0 win over Belarus, but a much more intense opening game for them this year against Czech Republic than what that one was last year. Linesmen for this game, Andrew Dalton from Germany and Dmitry Shishlo of Russia, or rather from Great Britain for Andrew Dalton. This one is underway. Adam Larsson will take it at center. Some new players coming for Sweden, but not in the lineup. There's a shot to the short side. That got turned aside as Lindblom let it go. John Klingberg coming from the Dallas Stars. Alexander Wenberg is on his way. There's talk that Gabe Landeskog may be on his way as well.
There is room to add those players. They're just dressing 18 skaters, 2 less than your maximum, as they await the arrival and game preparedness of some of their reinforcements. Klingberg and Wenberg coming for sure.
Yes.
Landeskog, a bit of a question mark.
Ekholm trying to hold the line, can't. Back into his own zone. Erik Gustafsson takes a bit of a bump, and now he'll go after the puck. And he'll wind it up for Sweden as the teams complete the line change. On for Jesper Bratt to the line, no further. Knocked away. Marcus Gander hustling after it, but Henrik Lundqvist will come out and play it away from him. Andergassen in from the line, sends it back down low, and Gustafsson will try it again. On for Ekholm. Ekholm's passed through traffic, and this goes off the stick of Anton Lander, ends up in the Italian bench.
For Sweden, I think the key today will be remaining patient, because you saw what happened when Switzerland played against Italy. The expectations in the room, we got to put up 7, 8, 9, 10 goals it might not come that easily. You can't force the play. Got to stay under control, stay with the game plan, and be patient while being aggressive.
Robert Haig back into his own zone. Throws it cross ice for Pettersson. Pettersson overskates it. Tried to chop it up the boards. It comes back to him. That pass up the middle, that got knocked down by Toffer. And offside called against Italy at the Swedish line.
Robert Haig playing on the defense for Sweden, had a nice year in Philadelphia. And the best player by far for Italy in game one was Joakim Ramoser. I mean, he was the only guy in that game that you noticed as a threat that might score. He's got great speed. I'm sure the Swedes were forewarned about 47 in blue and how he can skate.
Official comes over and gives a little warning to a couple players to settle down before this puck gets dropped. Simon Costner has been added to the Italian lineup. No relation to Diego Costner. And Giovanni is out of the lineup. Giovanni Marini. There's a chance in front. Jesper Bratt in front. They jam it home. Louis Eriksson at the side of the net, the beneficiary of a loose puck. Or Anton Lander may have been the one to tap that in. And Sweden gets the 1-0 lead.
Jesper Bratt is a tremendous skater. Not much to this play, but Bratt takes the puck wide and watch his lateral move all the way across. He absolutely blows through Pavlu's attempted check. Lander drives the net, but it's the space that Bratt creates and then the lateral move. A couple of head fakes and then all the way across. Nice job by Lander staying with it. Clayton Meadows might be thinking about a challenge. I guess not. I'm gonna waste it here. But that lateral movement is tough to defend, tough for the goaltender.
Adrian Kempe in with the shot. That got turned away. And Trevillato will send this out at center ice. Trevillato gets chased back by Kempe. Nice little tight turn, finds a little bit of room. Sends this rink wide. Adam Larsson back for it. Larsson will play it for Oliver Ekman-Larsson as the two are paired again. Larsson carries in, wrist shot. He'll fire that one over top of the net. DiFilippo watch that one sail over top his goal.
You will notice with Sweden, their defense, not just Ekman-Larsson, but Gustafsson, Pettersson, Adam Larsson, you name it, they get up the play all game long. Fourth, fifth man at times joining the rush.
Offside called against Sweden, and that will continue when John Klingberg arrives and gets into the lineup.
It's only going to get busier when Klingberg gets here. But Jesper Bratt, look at the shiftiness of 63. Losing the defenseman and the strength of Lander, staying with it. That is always the toughest thing for a defenseman to handle. Straight ahead speed is difficult. Straight ahead and then lateral is almost impossible.
Anton Lander, the former Edmonton Oiler. Matthias Ekholm sends this out at center. Andergasson couldn't handle it cleanly. Back in for William Nylander to the backside, and DiFilippo may have got a piece of that. Gustafsson mishandles it at the line, and offside called against Sweden.
Gustafsson, who had a very quiet 60-point year in Chicago this year, he jumps in the play. William Nylander goes to his backhand, and that's a nice pass. Saucer pass, plenty of velocity on it. Head up the whole way. Check out this one. Great look at it there. Right through the legs. Gustafsson presents the blade. And elevate it over top of DiFilippo.
Out through center ice, grabbed off by Haig. All the way back around the boards. Marchetti forces on the far side. Gets deflected out at center. Back in for Rasmussen. He'll drop it off for Robert Haig. Haig walks it in. Shot to the short side, and DiFilippo makes the save on that. DiFilippo
covering everything he can to slow it down. Louis Eriksson has been a really good player for Sweden in the World Championships. Almost a point a game. You see the 25 assists, coming up on 50 career World Championship games. His role has changed in the NHL as he's gotten a bit older. Production has dropped a little bit, turned into more of a checker. Not sure how much he's loving that assignment right now for Travis Green in Vancouver. There's been some comments over the Swedish papers about him and Travis Green maybe not seeing eye to eye on his role.
921 NHL games played.
79 needed next year for 1,000.
Yes, for Louis Eriksson. That's a pretty good career. Nylander, Pettersson, looking back for Nylander. Now back for Elias Pettersson. Pettersson in front for Nylander. Big save. DeFilippo came out and challenged on Nylander. Long flipper in on Henrik Lundqvist. And as we near the 4.5-minute mark of the opening period, Lundqvist finally gets into the act a bit.
Well, a two-man game between Nylander and Pettersson. Drop, rotate, and then Zanetta gets right lost, 55 in blue, allowing Nylander to walk right down the middle. Is he trying to go under the arm there? Lots of time and space.
Trevillato with the wrister, blocked by Eriksson, came back to him. Trevillato dishes off, and then it's knocked away from Michelli.
I always thought, generally speaking, the under-the-arm shots are almost by accident. Players don't pick to shoot there. It's maybe they miss their target to the side of the goaltender, but so many goals are going in there nowadays that it is becoming an intentional target.
Jesper Bratt carries back in, forced to the outside. Pavlou trying to work it off the backboards and play it up the wall, blocked by Anton Lander. Lander got tripped up on the play, and there's a penalty coming, and Pavlou will go to the penalty box, and Sweden will go to the power play. You have a favorite spot, or was it just kind of what was given to you?
I was low stick on breakaways when I was in alone, and high glove on the rush. Right shot, got the good angle for the high glove, but low stick always when I was in alone. Never ever shot 5-0, because when you miss, you feel like a goof. You're like, oh, he just put it right into the pads, good one. So never ever attempted that.
Sweden goes to the power play. Power play that was #1 in the championship last year, operating at 37.5%.
And it will look different when John Klingberg shows up. I would imagine maybe two defense, Ekman Larsson and John Klingberg quarterbacking the first unit.
Hornquist carries in, drops it for Eriksson. Back at the line, and this gets away from Oliver Ekman Larsson and will slide back out at center. Sweden 1 for 3 in the opening game against the Czech Republic. Italy on the penalty kill 2 for 4 in its first game. Back in for Louis Eriksson. He'll send it on for Elias Lindholm, who will send it on to Elias Pettersson. Pettersson will play it back for Oliver Ekman Larsson. Good stick there defensively, and that will get cleared all the way down the ice as Costner got a stick in that passing lane. Back in for Louis Eriksson, in for Elias Lindholm. Off his stick. Corralled and kept in by Lindblom. Back for Adrian Kempe. Back for Lindblom. Into the slot, but was on the backhand for Elias Lindholm, so he couldn't shoot it. Scrambled down low. DeFilippo down. Picked up and cleared around the boards and sent down the ice by Armin Hofer.
Sneaky hard shot by Adrian Kempe. You don't think of him as a one-timer guy. Showing that he has that as part of his repertoire.
Gustafsson will drop this back, and Nylander head up, works his way in for Jesper Bratt. Bratt, who set up the game's opening goal, sends it cross ice. Good save there on a sharp angle try. Rebound, Nylander, Jesper Bratt, and another stop. This one got blocked before it got to the netminder as Toffer went down, and then the netminder, DeFilippo, pounces on it.
We've seen this look before out of William Nylander. The ability to work this seam on his forehand. Usually it's Nylander to Austin Matthews in Toronto, but it's Jesper Bratt, the left-handed shot on his strong side. With the new sticks, the new technology, you can get enough on that release and get it away quick enough that you don't need to one-time it. Oh, Bratt took a split second too long, allowing DeFilippo to get set.
8 seconds in the power play, so a key face-off win for Marcus Kruger. Matthias Ekholm sends it down the left side wall. Battle on the near side. Power play is over. Adam Larsson jumps in from the right side. Larsson trying to get that back in behind the net. It got blocked. Larsson gets double teamed on the far side. Marco Rosa lost his footing and went down. The puck down to the near side. Rasmussen plays it back to the line, but it'll come out the center. Ekholm goes cross ice for Larsson, in for Mario Kempe. Kempe with the wrister, and that goes off the stick of Toffer and into the netting and out of play. Sweden with the 1-0 lead here in period 1. Sweden with the early lead in this one. Shots right now 9-1 Sweden.
And you're thinking for Italy, let's work on improvements from the first game. So maybe, I'm not trying to be funny, let's keep the shots below 40. And let's keep the goals below 6, which might be difficult to do against Sweden. And right now the shot total anyways is on its way above that.
The first game did not go the way Italy wanted it to in that one-sided game against Switzerland. Marco Insam sends this in, turned away by the right pad of Henrik Lundqvist. Flipped back out at center. Fortuitous bounce there for William Nylander, except he couldn't get that to settle down, and Italy content to just send Sweden back, and Robert Haig will tee it up and get it on for Nylander. Nylander, nice pass for Hornqvist, and Hornqvist with the quick wrister wide short side. Trevillato banks it off the boards, trying to get it on for Marco Insam. Sent around for Pettersson. Pettersson will go rink wide. Nylander couldn't take that off the boards. Heffler will play this up, and it's cleared out through center ice. And Sweden will regroup. Cleared back in. McMonagle is after it. Helfer guards the front of the net. McMonagle trying to send that up the boards, blocked by Jesper Bratt. Bratt gets it for Anton Lander. Lander will dish it off. It comes back at the line, and we're going to get a crease violation as Louis Eriksson fed that to Adam Larsson, who had a bit of a lane to the net. But
and Jesper Bratt was working to get to that front of the net. He's been the best player through the first 9 minutes of this game. And one of the rules, international hockey, where if you skate through the blue paint, if you're in the crease, even if there's no collision, they'll blow it down and the faceoff will come outside of the blue line. For the guys who make their living around the net, which is most players, it's something you need to be aware of coming over here. You can't just kind of cruise through and get to the other side. They'll blow it down before you have the chance. I'm thinking of you, Patty Maroon. A couple years ago, I think about 4 or 5 in one shift.
Adam Larsson tees it up, lets it go. That gets blockered away. Go back to the previous rule about the toe in the crease, and don't bring that up to the Buffalo people. Kept in, Lindblom goes in after it. In the corner, Hofer will flip this up the right side boards. Hochkofler will play this ahead and then head to the bench on the change for Italy. Getting pressured there and forced back was Adrian Kempe. Kempe trying to get it away from Bardaro. And finally it's stuffed onto Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He'll get to the red line. Adrian Kempe through the middle, and that just got away from him, or that speed of his was going to send him in alone. Kempe on it again, and this will get deflected out to center ice. Rasmussen winds his way to the line, went from the left side to the right side, but manages to get it to Kruger. Kruger trying to play it back for Ekholm, who had crept in from the line, but the pass got deflected away. Ekholm back for Marcus Kruger. On for Rasmussen. He lost it in the corner, and this will get flipped, but does not get out. Rasmussen jumps on it, tried to center it, deflected. Bardaro couldn't handle it. Ekholm is in from the line, knocked away from him by Marco Rosa, and Bardaro will skate to the line and in, lets the wrister go. Good blocker save made by Lundqvist. And then Marco Rosa may have taken an elbow or a stick up high as he makes his way back to the Italian bench. Pettersson plays this down low. Gustafsson back for Haig. In tight, backhander Nylander. That got blocked. DiFilippo down on the short side. Marcus Pettersson off the bench, and his quick shot didn't miss by much. Hornquist trying to center, it does. Pettersson gets double teamed, and the pass across gets blocked, and Trevillato will skate it back for Italy and send this deep, and Insam will give chase. Bumps there with Haig as the 2-8s come together.
Would not be surprised to see Pettersson and Nylander get on the board tonight. They have been in the offensive zone creating every shift out there. Feels like it's just a matter of time before that duo clicks.
Ricard Gronberg talking before the game about still working on some pairings. Pettersson, the shot, that whistled way wide. Marchetti got out of the way of that, make sure it didn't go off of him and in the net. Bratt, watched there by Armin Holker. Back into the slot for Larson, for Bratt, for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, the shot, and that deflected wide. That may have gone off the defenseman Armin Helfer in front. Bratt being watched there by Gander. Bratt for Anton Lander. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He let the quick shot go. Andergassen got in front of that and blocked it.
Pack it in, stay composed if you're Italy, leave them to the outside. Lots of communication as you sort out all these switches.
Sweden starting a change. Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Italy needing a whistle. DiFilippo had it briefly, but not long enough, but they're going to get a break here as icing gets waved off. And
how's Adam Larson supposed to touch that? I mean, he can't get there. He didn't skate slow. It was a ring around the boards. He never got there. Even if he didn't, oh boy. Ekholm lit up by Lambacher.
Big hit there, back in for Eric Gustafsson. Tried to get it to the front of the net, could not. As this got knocked away by Hochkofler. He'll give chase into the Swedish zone against Ekholm. Home appears to be all right, turned over. Lambacher to the front of the net. Hochkofler trying to get a stick on it, can't. And Sweden will come up with it. But tight quarters back in behind Henrik Lundqvist. Mario Kempe puts on the brakes, twisting and turning to get away from Zanata. Centered in front by Rasmussen. That got blocked. Good down low play by Italy as Michelli all the way down, or rather Marco Rosa down in front of his own net breaks that up. Bardaro gets this back to the Swedish line no further, and Robert Haig will take over. Under 6 now to go in the opening period. 1-0 in favor of Sweden as this gets deflected up and out of play. Anton Lander, the only goal in this game so far. Italy back in the main group here for the first time since 2017, as they were the winner or the second place team last year in Budapest. So they advance along with Great Britain, who is in the other pool. Great Britain had 11 points. Italy and Kazakhstan 9 points, but Italy beat Kazakhstan in the head-to-head match. After that, it was Hungary, Slovenia, and then Poland. So Poland got relegated. Lithuania came up, and I think it's Lithuania who's getting relegated from the Division 1 this year.
That is a challenge for the teams that go up and down. It seems like they alternate years, re-qualifying, relegated, re-qualifying. Can they find a result against an Austria or Norway to stay up?
In across for Nylander, looking for the far side, and Di Filippo may have got a piece of that, as William Nylander has had some looks so far in this game.
He is dancing tonight. Give him some time and space. So dangerous.
Almost a steal there against McMonagle. At the line for Larson. Larson plays this cross ice, rink wide in front for Kempe. And Adrian Kempe couldn't get a stick on that, cleared back, but Andergassen with some good hustle negates the icing, forces Henrik Lundqvist to play it. Larson will play this ahead. Through the middle it goes. Lindblom trying to split the defense, could not. Adrian Kempe almost poked that one loose, but Andergassen, the long lead pass for Marcus Gander, on and off his stick. And Ekholm will play it back into his own zone for Gustafsson. Up for Adrian Kempe. Kempe with the wrister. Good blocker save. Lindblom after it. And Gander will send this all the way down the ice. It ticked off the stick, no icing. And Gustafsson back for it. To the red line and in. Steered to the corner, and Jesper Bratt after it. Lander will let this come to the blue line for Gustafsson. Lander will then let that go for Louis Eriksson. Jesper Bratt being watched there. Shot, Di Filippo, another save, had himself out of position, but the rebound got cleared. Eriksson's pass got intercepted, and then Gustafsson lets it fly. Another save for Di Filippo, and he gets cleared out at center. Ekholm brings it right back in. Matthias Ekholm for Louis Eriksson. For Anton Lander. Back for Eriksson. Down low for Kempe. Mario Kempe trying to work it off the boards. He got squeezed out. Sweden holds it in though. Kempe stays on the loose puck. Takes it up high, lets it go. And a good save by Di Filippo. He didn't pick that up till quite late, but managed to get the blocker in front of it. Marcus Pettersson slams it right back in. Luka Zanata up for Marco Rosa. Rosa will chip this out to center. Marcus Pettersson. Robert Haig all the way up at the blue line, deflects it in. And now Marco Rosa will skate this in. The 37-year-old former Dallas draft pick out of Scarborough. Battle along the boards. Ramoser trying to dig it free, does. Rosa gets knocked down. Tried to send it cross ice, and a penalty coming up to Sweden, and Marcus Pettersson does not agree with the calls. Ricard Gronberg looks on.
Good board work by Italy, getting the puck in the offensive zone, which is a step in the right direction. Good work by Rosa and Ramoser. Getting body position, and penalty occurs further up along the wall, as at the tail end of the scrum, he leans on. It's in the hips. That's where you want to push someone. But Ramoser goes down, and Italy goes to the power play.
First power play of the night for Italy. Italy's power play in game one went 0 for 1, so only the second power play advantage they've had in this championship. And lead pass for Lander. This gets whistled down. Sweden on the penalty kill, 3 for 3 in its opening game against the Czech Republic.
So Lander has the goal tonight, but his value to Ricard Gronberg and Sweden will be on the penalty kill, on defensive zone faceoff, tough matchups, as the loss to the Czechs ended a really long, good run. 17-gamer for Sweden, which is hard to do. One, there's a lot of good teams in this tournament, but also goaltending or an off day or early in the tournament, whatever it might be, it's hard to run the table in this tournament. They did it 2 years in a row.
They were perfect last year, overtime to beat Slovakia, and then the gold medal game against Switzerland went to a shootout. But they came up with the victory. 7-0 in the round robin, and then 3 wins in the extra play in the playoff time. Deflected out at center, Rasmussen shorthanded. In on goal, Rasmussen save, rebound. Di Filippo with the save off Rasmussen.
Yeah, he deserved that one because Rasmussen only got the breakaway as the puck hit the linesman on the clear. And Rasmussen jumped on it for the break.
Matthias Ekholm partially stopped there by Diego Kostner. Kostner looks as though he was shaken up on that play at the blue line, makes his way to the Italian bench in some discomfort. Into the final minute of period number 1, into the final 25 seconds of the power play for Italy. Trevillato bumped in the corner. Ramusser is on the loose puck. Watched by Erik Gustafsson. Ramusser trying to lose the checking of Gustafsson. Gets it for Bardaro. Back for Ramusser. He'll play this up top. Comes for Rosa. Rosa back for Trevillato. Trevillato the shot blocked away by Henrik Lundqvist. Bardaro. Power play now over. Bardaro to the goal line. That got tipped away. Marco Rosa trying to hunt that loose puck down against the checking of Gustafsson. And now Pettersson out of the box gets into the battle. And Sweden does come up with it, and here comes Louis Eriksson. And Ramusser got back and took the puck away from Louis Eriksson. Lombacher for Ramusser, and the first period will come to an end.
Period dominated by Sweden. Just the one on the board. Another really good chance at the tail end of this penalty kill as Rasmussen breaks in. Di Filippo has been good. 17 shots against, just the 1 goal. Sweden dominating the play, but not yet the scoreboard.
Good right pad save on the short-handed breakaway. 17-4 the shots. Sweden up by 1.
Det är det enda boys, fan vi har bra intentioner. Alla vill ha pucken, alla jobbar för varandra, det är jävligt bra. Lite mer skott där bara. Det behöver inte vara så jävla hårt.
Marco Di Filippo was busier than Henrik Lundqvist in that opening period, to say the least. Stopped 16 of 17 shots. Lundqvist stopped all 4 that he faced.
I like those pads. I haven't noticed those. Those are his Ranger pads, but in the Swedish colors, Statue of Liberty, in the gold and blue.
Bring some of that Ranger flavor over here to Bratislava.
Goalies are lucky they get to personalize their gear that way. We can't do anything. We can't even tuck our jerseys in anymore.
No, that's right. Cleared up on the left side as the second period gets going. High shot over top the net. We are at the Andre Napella Arena in Bratislava, day 3 of the 2019 IIHF World Hockey Championship. Sweden, the defending champion, lost their opener to the Czech Republic and have a 1-0 lead here. Some room. Bardaro carries down that right side. Now it's outside, inside, centers. And that never did get to the stick of Marco Rosso. A good rush there by Anthony Bardaro. Helfer lets the long wrister go in wide. He'll chase that down in the Swedish zone, but quickly cleared up for Patrick Hornquist. Hornquist will bounce it into the Italian zone, and Rosa will play it back. Nick Monagle for Helfer, and Helfer will send it in. Insam in with a bump on the backboards, but grabbed off, and Hornquist will leave that for Pettersson. Pettersson with the wrister, and Di Filippo just got a piece of that one. Played around Pettersson. Hornquist, quick shot, good save. And the rebound grabbed off Michelli. Brings it back in. Matthias Ekholm squeezes him out. Hornquist plays it up the boards, and it's out at center ice. Marchetti will send it cross ice, and Hofer will send it the rest of the way, but this is going to be an offside call.
This game feels a lot like the first one we called today, where Russia was not pulling away from Austria until the second period, a couple quick goals, and Sweden controlling play, really not doing much other than this Bardaro rush, probably their best dash into the offensive zone, even though it resulted in not much of a chance. But you want to keep the scoreline as long as you can if you're Italy, because one off the post there by Bratt. At some point they'll feel a little pressure from the scoreboard.
Bratt leaves that at the line. Ekholm skates it in, misfired on the shot as Michelli got back to get a piece of his stick. Good play by Ekholm to keep it in. Jesper Bratt of the New Jersey Devils. Bratt works it into the slot. Forced to the outside by Costner. He'll drop it off. Ekholm will skate it in. Anton Lander ready at the dot should it come to him, but it doesn't. Lander goes down, picks it up, and no call on that as Jesper Bratt got taken down trying to get to the net.
Italy doing a good job, even when they're hemmed in their own end. Just pack it down to the front of the net. Give up possession, give up time, but don't give up the slot shots. So Jesper Bratt, another shift where he was wheeling and dealing in front of the net. He's got a step here. Here's the shot that he rings off the outside of the bar. Filippo gets up the challenge, gets a little cuff on it before it rings the post.
Talk about the hockey culture in this city. Of course, the Stastis from here, Yaroslav Halak, Adam Ruzicka, a name that was very popular and still is here in the Czech Republic. We saw Jaromir Jagr here last night, but he is from the Czech Republic, or from Slovakia rather. Zdeno Chara, Andrei Sekera, Lubos Bartechko, Peter Bondra, Ziggy Palffy.
Yeah, Miro Shatan is that golden era.
Miro Shatan is the general manager of the Slovakian team.
The Hossa brothers, of course.
Yes.
Marian Marcel. Michael Handzus. I played with 5 Slovaks on one team at the same time in Arizona.
No wonder you've been busy here with autographs and pictures. And
my boy Ladislav Nagy's still playing this year for Slovakia. I can't believe it. After leading them in points last year with 11.
Kempe tried to throw a back pass for his brother Adrian Kempe, and it was just picked off and cleared down the ice. This will be an icing call against Italy, and the face-off will come back again. We'll take a chance to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Some of you on the East Coast have already had your Mother's Day brunch. Some of you may be just hitting out for Mother's Day brunch.
Looks a lot like Kalle Johansson, the famous Washington Capitol defender. I bet it is sporting his jersey with pride. Built like him anyways.
Yes. Chance to come and watch his countrymen.
He's around though a little bit with these tournaments, does some media stuff, and we'll go through the long line of Swedish defenders.
Slap shot, that would be a long line too.
Yes. Starting with the guys they're putting on the ice in this tournament, they probably have the best defensive core when Klingberg gets in the lineup.
Yeah.
Russia's got the best group of forwards. Sweden certainly has the best group of defensemen in this pool.
Some big games coming up. We've got Russia and the Czech Republic tomorrow. Last game of the round robin will be Sweden and Russia.
And tonight's game.
Yes.
Maybe not to win the pool, but to make the quarterfinals, Latvia and Switzerland.
Pedersen plays it down low, pass out front. That was intended for Lindblom, got deflected away. Grabbed off by Lombacher. Pedersen gets taken down, and the back referee all the way back in the Italian zone is going to make this call. It's going to be a hook against Bardaro. A power play for Sweden.
You like the aggressiveness and the want to stick with it, but once you get away with one pull, you get in the hands, you're in the offensive zone. Pedersen's established body position. That's the hook into the hands. That's what they call. And the back referee, Peter Stano from Slovakia, makes the call. He doesn't like it, but you've lost body position. You're not going to get that puck back.
He had a great view of it, as we saw there. Again, great camera work, guys. Pedersen walks into the top of the circle, plays it to the goal line. Louis Eriksson. He got it to the front of the net, never did get the shot away, though. Pedersen on it again. Into the slot, quick shot by Hornquist. And another good save by DiFilippo.
Become a bit of a story. This DiFilippo is 21 shots, 20 saves. As the latest one on Patrick Hornquist, who scores 20-plus goals every year, but most of them are from around the net, tips, rebounds. Doesn't have a great shot for the amount of goals he scores. His are all within 10, 15 feet for the most part. No stick early on for Italy. Trouble.
He gets into the kitchen of a lot of goalies. Pedersen to the front of the net. That gets kicked away by Marchetti, who has lost his stick.
They're not giving the defenseman one.
Power play continues for Sweden. Pettersson, Oliver Ekman Larsson. Pettersson goes cross ice. Back in front for Hornquist on the tip.
That's the play, though.
Back to the front, score. Patrick Hornquist. As you said, a lot of his goals come from in tight. And there's one. It's 2-0 power play goal.
It took Sweden 15-20 seconds to figure out how to attack the defender without a stick. And you got to try to isolate that guy. And eventually they do so. And as Marchetti is trying to get the replacement stick back in his hands, Pettersson zips it across. Marchetti doesn't even have it. It's the wrong way. So right-handed shoot stick, he shoots left, and Hornquist grabs it, and that's what he's good at. Strong hands around the net, battle, just way to get his body something on the puck to get it past the goaltender.
A Nashville draft pick initially, but now with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Barely. Last pick of the entire draft back in 05.
Turned it into a pretty good career with 718 NHL games, a couple of Stanley Cups. Gustafsson across the line, gets the pass into the corner. Marcus Kruger sends it around the boards.
Not to mention about 50 million in earnings. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that.
Yeah, it's not a bad number if you say it quickly. Eric Gustafsson tees it up, save made, kicked away. DiFilippo, by the way, some North American experience, played at Brown University for 4 years. Cross ice, after it goes Ekholm, clears it back, front of the net it comes, and DiFilippo will snare that and hang on to it. 2-0, Sweden with the lead here in the second. Game 2 of a triple header here in Bratislava. Our last game will be Latvia against Switzerland. Switzerland with the one-sided game against Italy to open this championship. Silver medalist from last year. Pettersson chased back into his own zone by Lombacher. Hochkofler picks up the chase now, cleared away from him. Henrik Lundqvist will play this for Robert Hagen. He'll play it back for Pettersson. Marcus Pettersson, the long lead pass, misses everyone. And an icing call coming against Sweden.
The best part about Hornquist is that he knows who he is. He doesn't try to do anything that's outside his realm of skill. He knows where he has to go to be successful, and he goes there all the time. Every single game, every single shift. He does that. The power play gets rewarded. He's a fun guy to play with because you have no trouble reading what he's going to do. Very consistent.
Talk about players that maybe weren't expected to be here. He might fall into that category as well. As Pittsburgh did not have a great opening round. Nylander's pass deflected away. McMonagle, good play at the line to get the stick in front of that.
Well, it's worth noting this tournament is a week later than usual this year.
Correct.
So that the first 2 rounds of the NHL playoffs were completely finished, basically, when this tournament started. So there was going to be a greater pool of players out of the playoffs to start the tournament. So I think we shouldn't be as surprised that some of these big name guys are here to start the tournament.
This one started May the 10th. Next year it will get going May the 5th in Switzerland.
I've never been to Switzerland in my life. I am looking forward to it.
I'm with you on that one. Banked up on the boards, never been there, and hear lots of good things. Ramusser cross ice, Bordaro with the quick shot, save made by Henrik Lundqvist. Bordaro stays on the loose puck. McMonagle all the way in from his defensive position, trying to get that out front. Gives way to Adam Larsson. Adam Larsson, little delay, and then sends it off to his defense partner, Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Jesper Bratt chases this down in the Italian zone, chased all the way to center, and Insam will now pick up the chase on Adam Larsson. Ekholm plays this ahead. Kempe couldn't bust his way through. Michelli backhands it in. Diego Kostner going in after it. Tied up in the corner with Adrian Kempe. Insam trying to get a stick on it, can't. And Zanata will have to hustle back. He does. Plays it up the boards, and it's back to the Swedish blue line. Back through center for Kostner. Diego Kostner will send this in, heads to the bench on the change. And Sweden starts back with Adrian Kempe. He got stopped on the back track by Gander, who lost his stick. Twisting and turning is Michelli. And about 3 Swedish players converge on him, and then he gets a trip on the far side that Lindblom took a look over his shoulder at the official to see whether or not there was going to be any kind of a penalty. None coming, though, as Gander got taken down.
It's a common reaction when you knock somebody over. A lot of shoulder checking to see if there may be a call upcoming. The referees, generally speaking, were 3 days into this tournament. They've done a pretty good job.
Yes.
They've let more go in the flow of the game than we have seen in years past, and allowed a little bit more physical play, certainly more stuff after the whistle.
Chance in front of the net. Nylander got that one through. That got turned aside. Well, as there's more and more international coaching clinics, there's more and more with officials as well, internationally, where they exchange thoughts and ideas, and they look at video, and they travel more. There's more international events.
We have a little more experience in game management. This game is beginning to feel a lot like William Nylander's season, where he's doing a lot of good things. His underlying numbers would be very strong, but he's not got any goals. Just 7 on the year. He's been a kind of a career sub-average shooting percentage guy.
Nylander probably hoping that next year starts with this tournament for him.
Yep.
Played up the boards, and Gander trying to chop that out. Kept it at the line by Robert Haig. Haig will send it down low. Sweden in front 2-0 as we near the midway mark of this game. Blast from the line by Haig, never got through. Chipped up at center, and DeLuca trying to catch up to that. Couldn't get there quick enough. And back in for Hornqvist. Hornqvist gets rubbed out. Nylander trying to jam it up in behind the net. Trevelato's on it, and he'll play it back for Pavlou. Pavlou sends it up the middle. Gander takes the pass from Andrew Gasson. Simon Kostner going in after it. And Sweden will control with Adam Larsson. He'll drop it off Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Nice pass for Kruger. Shot to the short side, turned aside. Played back, Ekman-Larsson. Kempe drilled that one from the line. That hit a body in front. Adam Larsson is on it for Ekman-Larsson. He'll play it for Kruger. Backdoor play for Kempe. Save made. Great pass by Marcus Kruger. And DiFilippo came across and makes the stop. It remains 2-0 here in the second. So Italy, after losing 9-0 to Switzerland, better defensively, I guess, because they've only given up 2. They still have given up 27 shots. Make that 28.
Shot counter is ringing quickly. But what they've done, and what there has been improvement, of course, in net, Marco Di Filippo, you cannot discount how well he's played and how under control he appears to be. But they've been more organized in their own end. And sometimes that means less is more. So they're retreating in the middle, they're not chasing, they're not getting involved in as many picks out high, less confusion, allowing their goaltender to see and make saves.
Di Filippo plays in Cortina in the Alps League. Pettersson the shot and another save. And are we going to get a penalty on this, or is the faceoff just simply going to come outside the line?
I think crease violation
versus goalie interference.
It's almost surprising that's only Hornquist's first, as he's trying to get position. Just crowding Di Filippo a little bit. He's shoved after the fact by Marco Rosa. But you gotta let the goaltender get out to the edge of the blue paint if he wants it, and I think that's the right call. And for Hornquist, you just deal with it. There's gonna be a half dozen of those in the tournament for you. It's part of your business.
Matthias Ekholm sends this into the Italian end of the ice. Hornquist is after it, tried to get that up front. Nylander was there, but the pass had a lot on it and whistled past him. Hornquist now in a battle in the corner there with Cropper, and this gets cleared out at center ice. Close to being offside, but they allow play to continue. Back brings it back in for Pettersson. Shot to the short side, and another save for Di Filippo.
Di Filippo, you mentioned, 4 years at Brown. Maybe that's an homage to his pads and blocker catcher because he's got the brown pads on. As well as 1 year in Louisiana in the Southern Pro Hockey League, which is the hinterlands of North American pro hockey. It is rung below the East Coast League. So you go where you got to go to find a place to play when you love the game.
The Ice Gators. Lindblom trying to jam that in, and we'll get another face-off.
What an experience that would be. Minor league hockey in Louisiana. Talk about a long way from Italy.
Yes.
Di Filippo taking time to make an adjustment. Not just the saves though, but just the control he seems to have of the game, of his crease, has been very impressive.
That Alps Hockey League is a pro league in Central Europe, so that's where a lot of the Italian players play. And this ends up in the Italian bench, and we'll get another stoppage.
I remember during the 04 work stoppage, a lot of guys were scattering around the globe finding places to play. And there were a handful of NHL players who made the lifestyle choice to go play in Italy. Found a home in Milan. There was a pro team then. And again, the hockey not as good as in Sweden or in the KHL or wherever it might be, but the lifestyle, pretty nice.
That's where Akbars Kazan kind of came on the scene. They were the first ones, one of the first ones to go after some of the NHL players.
Vinny LeCavalier and Brad Richards went over there together. They were doling out the big time money.
Yes, rubles.
Yeah, the Rumpelstiltskins were flying around.
Elias Lindholm carries in, drops it back. Eric Gustafsson on the loose puck, and Di Filippo another save as he got that right arm up. Gustafsson sends this cross ice. Ekholm back for Gustafsson, and he ripped that one wide. Pavlu will play this down the left side boards, and
it's almost getting not comical for Italy, but how little they have the puck. I mean, it is defend, 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 save, whistle, defend, 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 icing, whistle, and another good shoulder save by Di Filippo.
You almost wonder if some fatigue is not setting in here
for Italy.
The pace of the game is faster than what they're used to.
They're chasing it the whole time. It takes more energy to check than it does to create your offense when you have the puck on your stick.
DeLuca trying to tie up Anton Lander, comes back at the line for Pettersson. Pettersson for Robert Haig. Plays it around for Lander, in for Louis Eriksson. Eriksson goes backdoor, and a sharp angle. Let go off the mask of the netminder.
It did. He's back up, no problem.
Kept in at the line. Anton Lander, who opened the scoring in this game, back in the opening period, turns it over, and DeLuca will send this up, trying to find Marcus Gander free on that right side. Robert Haig gets back to break it up and plays it back out at center. Lombacher breaks it up for Italy, and McMonagle will chase this back into his own zone. McMonagle, born in Oakville, Ontario. Back to the blue line for Adam Larsson. Larsson, a little head fake. Gets around Hawk Koffler. Into the corner it goes. Larsson stays on it. Larsson still has it. And finally knocked off his stick. Gets it back. Gets it for Rasmussen. For Kempe, back for Rasmussen. Slap shot, not much on it, and it went wide. Looked like it went off the toe of his stick. Another shot through traffic and another save for DiFilippo. It is all in the Swedish or the Italian end of the ice here. Kempe first on the puck for Kruger for Rasmussen, and he had his stick lifted. In for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and another save. Larsson on it again for Rasmussen. Back for Ekman-Larsson. For Adam Larsson. Shots are 33-5 in this game.
Sometimes
16 for Sweden in the second.
The shot counter is misleading. Tonight, it is not.
But it's a 2-0 game. Sweden with the lead. Germany and Denmark are still scoreless over in Košice. The last game of the day there will be Great Britain against Canada. Our last game here will be Latvia against Switzerland. Back into the Swedish zone it goes. Ramosser plays it at the line. Hofer with the shot. And Henrik Lundqvist, who has not faced a shot in an awful long time, turns that aside. Hornqvist is after it. For Nylander. Nylander off the pipe. Back to the line. Gustafsson holds it in. Pettersson tried to get it back to him.
Now it really is feeling like his Toronto Maple Leaf season. He rang a lot of posts this year.
He's had some looks in this game. Bouncing puck. Marchetti sends this ahead for Michelli. Michelli chases this down against Pettersson. And the Swedish team coming up with it. Here comes Nylander again. He'll drop for Lindholm. Lindholm's shot goes off of Zanatta and wide. Lucas Zanatta chases this down. Tried to play it up the boards. Gets some help from Michelli. Angelo Michelli will chop this back. Catches up to it. Michelli in there with Costner. Michelli got dumped. Stays in the battle though. Kempe trying to squeeze him out. From the right point, the long drifter in from Toffner got steered aside. Kempe carries it back in, leaves for Lindblom. Lindblom for Haig. Haig for Kempe, was in a little tight for him, tracks it down. Gets it back for Haig, 4 minutes to go, second period. 2-0 Sweden. Dennis Bayak, Mike Johnson, our TSN crew here in Bratislava. And play goes on as the sticks come up a little bit. Toffner trying to play it. It got blocked, gets it back, gets it for Costner. Koster for Michelli, and Michelli will send it in, and he's looking for a line change. Insom goes in with a bump in behind the play. The pass up for Jesper Bratt. Bratt with an assist on the opening goal by Lander. And then here, Sweden adding another one in the second period from Hornquist on a power play for a 2-0 lead. Trevillato sends it to center. And Ekman Larsson will take over. Adam Larsson, the former Devil, now an Oiler, on for Oliver Ekman Larsson. He'll play it in deep. Louis Eriksson plays it back at the line for Larsson. Ekman Larsson with the wrister, save made. Larsson has it again for Louis Eriksson. Eriksson with the wrister, that went wide. Lander trying to pick it up off the backboards. He can't, but Jesper Bratt will. Down for Eriksson. Ekman Larsson takes it from skates to stick. Tried to flip it through, gets that on for Anton Lander. Lander for Bratt, back for Lander. Eriksson's in front. Back around for Bratt. It's almost like playing keep away at times.
Yeah. Part of.
But good defense, just collapsing.
That's it. They can't handle them out in the open spaces, so they get back in front of the net. You saw a great example of that, just how passive Italy was willing to be. Part of what you want to do then is, you see William Nylander ring one off the bar, short side, over the shoulder, head up the whole way. That nice toe release. Oh, it catches the stick of Hoffer. But part of what you want to do then, if you have this much possession, and this is not the Swedish style, is sometimes you have to challenge people one-on-one.
Gustafsson rips that one, and another save.
And you do that to draw penalties. That's what Sweden's not doing to Italy. They have possession, they're passing it around, but they're not getting to the middle of the ice, and they're not challenging the Italians to get there. So Italy's hanging back. Yeah, they're in their own end the entire time, but they're playing 5-on-5. They're letting their goalie see most of the shots. They put up 34 on 36 saves, or 34 saves on 36 shots. So maybe a little bit more assertiveness and attacking with it when you have all that possession by Sweden.
Ekholm plays it back down low. Rasmussen got pinned to the backboards with Marchetti. Dives after a loose puck, jams it back, and Ekholm will play it back in for Kruger. Marcus Kruger trying to center it. Good play there by the netminder. Di Filippo got the stick down and blocked that centering pass. DeLuca gives chase along with Ekholm. Played back to the left point, but Italy was in a change, and Marchetti will chase this back into his own zone. Stefano Marchetti starts up the ice, sends it cross ice, and Hofer will send it the rest of the way in. Bounced up on the left side, and Pettersson brings it back. Pettersson trying to get away from Armin Hofer. Sends it back at the line. Sharp angle. Save made on that short side by Di Filippo. And he will hang on to it. And guess who's in the crease?
Having a conversation with the goaltender. A little friendlier than most of the conversations that we are used to seeing Hornquist have. He's going to be the designated guy going to the net on that line. You got to get the puck down there as well. So I think it's hard to be upset. You're out shooting your opponent 37-6, but I think there's more. There's another year or two that Sweden needs to find to play against the better teams. It looks pretty right now on the outside, but it's mostly on the outside.
Next up for Sweden will be Norway, and that will be on Monday. Nylander, which is tomorrow. Played up through center ice. Carried in by Michelli. Sweden back on it. Here comes Pettersson. Swings it back for Marcus Pettersson. Pettersson will go rink wide. Nylander comes, or tried to come back near side for Pettersson, and a little bit of frustration now. A number of the Swedish players on their way back to the bench with some frustration showing. Chance on the short side. Di Filippo got a piece of the shot from Elias Lindholm. Jammed up at center ice is their time. Dying seconds. Rameser gets it for Rosa. Rosa tried to toe drag it back up to a spot where he could get a shot. And then Adrian Kempe knocked it away, and the second period comes to an end.
And it ends with DiFilippo making another good save. A breakdown on a line change by Italy allows Lindholm to break through, trying to find a 5-hole shot. Filippo turns him aside. Sweden with 40 shots through 2, but just 2 goals, as the game is probably closer than Sweden wants it to be right now.
Shots in the second period were 23-2. The score is 2-0 Sweden.
The 2019 IIHF player statistics. Team statistics. Any live updates. Available on all sources. In multiple languages. The 2019 IIHF app. Powered by Shogun. Download it now from the App Store and Google Play. Shogun. Cynthia.
overall här. Kom igen!
Welcome back to Bratislava. That has been the story of the game so far, has been the net mining. Henrik Lundqvist faced 2 shots in the second period after 4 in the first, but at the other end, Di Filippo has been brilliant in stopping 38 of 40.
He's done all you could possibly ask and more. And it's not been wild, flailing saves. He's very much been in control, reading the puck well and making it look much easier than a 38 save performance through 2 periods should.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson, 4 shots on goal, 16 minutes and 13 seconds of ice time. In across for Marco Rosa for Bardaro. Of the 6 shots that Italy has, Anthony Bardaro has 2 of them. Off the boards, McMonagle out to center. Rameser for Bardaro, back for Rameser. The pass midair, couldn't knock it down, and Hornquist will wait for it. And the lead pass misses everyone, and this will be an icing call. Alex Trivillato is the ice time leader for Italy, just under 12 minutes, as is Sean McMonagle. We look at William Nylander, who's had an interesting afternoon here.
Lots of chances, like a lot of the Swedish players. I would imagine the atmosphere in the Swedish room between periods was not that happy at just 2-0, despite the shot clock disparity.
Germany has opened the scoring against Denmark, by the way, 1-0 over in Kosice. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, captain of the Swedish team, on for Hornquist. For Elias Pettersson, back for Hornquist, trying to dance his way on through McMonagle, can't. And this will get cleared back out at center by Costner. On for Michelli. Michelli puts on the brakes. Michelli finds an open man. That was McMonagle. And rebound in front of the net. Michelli a whack. Another shot. It's on the goal line. Off the post. It sat there for a second. And Sweden able to clear. That close to this being a 1-goal game. Too many men on the ice is going to get called against Italy.
That is tough for Clayton Meadows. His team making a push. Their only chance they've had to score this whole game. And I think it is the right call. The player wasn't off the ice and their guy stepped out and checked someone. But take a look at this. Shot, rebound, kicks out, back in front, and 2 guys tee it up. It goes off Lundqvist, then Gustafsson, then the post. Well, just wild carom. And Doink off the edge of the post, that close. And too many men is right here as Andergasson steps out to play it, while the other guy was not yet on the bench.
Italy had 2 shots on goal in the entire second period. They credited them with 2 there. There may have been more. There was certainly more directed at the net. Gustafsson dishes it off. Nylander, Kempe, score! Tic-tac-toe. And this gets finished off by Oscar Lindblom, and it's a 3-0 game.
What a swing. It could have been 2-1. You can almost feel the crowd turning and starting to pull for Italy to make this one even more interesting than 2-0 felt. Too many men on the ice penalty, and the seam pass from William Nylander. He draws in 3 different Italian players towards him when he gets this puck. He cradles it like he's going to shoot, gets his body set up, and then whips it through the seam. And now with just Trivelato there by himself, gets caught spinning like a top back against the grain, and Lindblom's there to slam it home. The seams that they were not giving up earlier on the power play comes back for a quick and easy goal for Sweden.
And a great view of what you were talking about there, MJ, how 3 Italian players went at Nylander and left the entire near side of the ice open. And Oscar Lindblom makes this a 3-0 game now. An icing call here against Sweden. Face-off will come all the way back, and for Lindblom, his 2nd goal of this championship.
Here's the chance that occurred just before the too many men penalty, as it just tickles off the post. That too many men, the Italians don't think so, but Trivelato, while spinning, he never really establishes his stick position again. It's up on his knees, making for an easy pass backdoor to Lindblom. There's a lot going on there, but you always got to recognize where the most dangerous guy is, and it's 32 sitting on the back door to make that pass difficult.
Unfortunate. DeLuca came out just a little early off that Italian bench.
It wouldn't have been called unless the play had been heading right down that area.
In across the line, Kempe drops it back into the slot for Kruger, scores! Marcus Kruger takes the pass from Mario Kempe, finds the back of the net. And just like that, it has gone to a 4-0 game.
Good shot by Kruger, good hustle off the wall. I think this pass was originally intended for Marcus Pettersson. He was coming off the bench right in line with Kruger, and Rasmussen holds it, Here comes 18. Well, there goes 16. He jumps on it a little bit earlier. And I don't know if Rasmussen's, he's staring at Pettersson. I don't know if he's staring at Kruger. Kruger grabs it, old school Wendell Clark special wrist shot just above the pad. And maybe you're right. Maybe fatigue is setting in for Marco Di Filippo as he was under a barrage for 2 periods.
Wendell Clark inducted into the Saskatchewan Hockey Hall of Fame. So,
congrats, Clarky.
Yes.
My first roommate in Toronto. I didn't say a word for 6 months.
You saying he never stopped talking?
No, it was just a quiet room.
Chance in front of the net, bounces around, cleared away, and Insom will grab it off for Italy. Right side for Costner. Costner will float this off the stick cross ice. Adrian Kempe plays this up the boards, up to center. Nylander chases this down. 2 goals in the first few minutes of the 3rd period here. And Sweden up now 4-0. Elias Pettersson plays this back at the line. Ekman Larsson goes cross ice, gets it back from Adam Larsson, and the high shot gets tipped. And this goes up and out of play.
He got caught at the top of Di Filippo's stick as well. He was trying to catch it on the wrong side of his body and tipped up and over. This game is really mirroring the Russian game we just watched. The event eventually ended up 5-0. Slow pull away by the Russians.
Germany has extended its lead on Denmark to 2-0. Scramble in front of Elias Pettersson. Couldn't get a stick on it. That may have gone off the post as well. Adam Larsson plays it back. Elias Lindholm. It ends up at the line for Ekman Larsson. Doesn't shoot it. Down for Adam Larsson. He'll spin it for Pettersson. Elias Pettersson gets tied up. Controlled though by Sweden. Back at the line for Ekman Larsson. Little stutter step. Lets it go, and that got blocked. Adam Larsson leaves it for Ekman Larsson. puts on the brakes against the checking of Trevillato. Elias Pettersson at the line, plays it for Larson. Larson takes it wide on DeLuca. And Adam Larson finds some room, and that shot never got through. Elias Pettersson gets it down for Lindblom. He tried to go across ice, deflected away. Nice pass there by Ekman Larsson. Lindblom, Adam Larsson. Back for Ekman Larsson. Cross ice pass looking for Anton Lander. That just got tipped. Adam Larsson, Anton Lander, centered to the short side as Elias Lindholm tried to find an open man. Ekman Larsson turns, Sweden making a change. Anton Lander to the short side. That got blocked by Trevillato, and that stung the captain of the Italian team. 5 Italians straight-legged it, no energy left. They are out of fuel. And a wrister by Nylander went wide, and Nylander's going to hustle over, but they're going to try and jam a change in here, and Nylander almost does him a favor there by taking it back into his own end. Anton Lander rink wide. That goes off the shaft of his stick. Ekholm is after it. Ekholm trying to play that back up for Louis Eriksson. And then Ekholm will give chase at center by himself. Wins that battle there against Costner. Mattias Ekholm pinned to the corner boards by Hochkofler. And the puck finally does come loose, and McMonagle will send it ahead for Costner. He'll play it near side. Helfer trying to get that back in front of the net. That got blocked. Armin Helfer stays on it. And now grabbed off by Mario Kempe. Ricard Gronberg, wanting more offense in this third period, has switched up some of his forward lines. Kempe spins that out the backside. It makes its way all the way to the line, and Haig will send it down low. Rasmussen out there with Kruger and Mario Kempe. The fourth line has stayed together. Yes. But Pettersson and Nylander have been broken up. And Kruger's cross ice pass goes off a skate and grabbed and held. 13 left to go in the third. It's 4-0. Shots are 46-10. The score 4-0 Sweden. They've added a couple here early in the third. Berdaro, and offside is called as Ramasur got ahead of the play on the left side. You see the work that Sweden has done here in the third period on the power play. Tic-tac-toe through the seam and back again. Oscar Lindblom, the beneficiary, and then shortly thereafter Marcus Kruger on a pass to make it 4. And Clayton Beddoes was adamant that his team would work and that they would learn. It looks like they have. They were dominated, giving up 9 against Switzerland in the first game. Adrian Kempe busting down, but play is going to get whistled down. There's a high sticking penalty coming. Sweden's going to pick that one up. Adrian Kempe headed to the box. He thought he was headed on a 3-on-1. And he had been moved up to the number 1, if you want to call it that center spot between Hornquist and Nylander. Getting a stick over top. Yeah.
trying to jump over top of the defender, accidental, flips him in the face, and the ref cam. You hit him right in the face. You're right, you did.
The helmet cam of the referee explains it all.
I don't know if I've ever seen a player say, you're right, I did hit him in the face. That is the correct call. Even when it's blatant like that, somehow we find a way to complain.
Yeah. The old who, me?
You know you did it. You felt your stick hit him.
Ekman Larsson sends this cross ice and down the ice. Trevillato will go back for it. Second power play of the game and third of the championship for Italy. Costner gets to center and sends it around the boards. Henrik Lundqvist will play it away. DeLuca trying to come up with it. Michelli does. Michelli, little tight turn to get away from Anton Lander. Michelli back to the line. DeLuca couldn't hold it in. Here comes Anton Lander, but this is going to be called a glove pass. And the play will come back.
Seems like a long time ago. Anton Lander was the one who opened the scoring for Sweden, but penalty killing is where his value will lie at the tail end of this tournament. You watch Henrik Lundqvist stop the puck behind the net. He knows he's not a great puck mover, so he just keeps it simple, puts it along the glass, whereas if that's Ben Bishop or Mike Smith or Carey Price, they probably shoot it all the way down, but Lundqvist doesn't trust his shot, nor should he, so he just makes the simple play along the wall.
You're saying he has proof to feel that way.
Sometimes it's not about knowing what you can do, it's also important to know what you can't.
Rasmussen tries to bring this to the net. McMonagle got back and got a hip or a butt ended or a butt into him. Gander with some room against Ekholm, puts on the brakes. Marcus Gander goes back to the forehand, trying to get that onto the stick of Marco Rosa picked off. Here comes Louis Eriksson. Anton Lander shorthanded scores. Second of the game for Lander on the nice feed from Louis Eriksson, and it's 5-0.
You said it. That was a beautiful pass from Louis Eriksson. Tough read by Gander. Turns it over right here. I think he's got a man in the middle, but it's actually Louis Eriksson. Later in a shift, he can't get back, and it's a perfectly executed pass. Monagle doesn't time his pivot properly, so Louis Eriksson almost skates right past him. Little backhand sauce, gorgeous, and a nice finish. You gotta get that all the way up, because DiFilippo was gonna get over to it, and 5-0 now for Sweden.
A Gagarin Cup for Anton Lander last year, not this past season.
Seeing his Edmonton Oilers jersey in the stands there, number 51.
Has 215
NHL games.
Yes. Controlled along the boards by Lambacher. Power play is now over as Adrian Kempe makes his way out. So the shorthanded goal by Anton Lander. Elias Lindholm throws that to the backside, trying to find the stick of Lindblom, but it was beyond his reach. And Simon Costner will control on the far side. His first game added to the roster. Turned over, Pettersson, Nylander, Pettersson, couple whacks at it, bounces around.
Had some room between the legs there.
There's been a couple that have gotten through the netminder that have not made their way into the net.
You can see the gap between the 5-hole from the stands.
Pettersson for Larsson. Hornquist, Ekman Larsson tees it up, misfired. Rameser in with a bump on the far side. Puck still free. Trevillato couldn't get a stick on it. Pettersson tried to center. Lead pass and a break. Rameser rips it and he fired that one over top the net. How many chances in the 2 games that Italy has played has Rameser had?
He's fast enough to take that all the way in, though. He elected to take a 30-foot slapper. It would have been a nice way to score your first goal of the tournament if you're Italy, but my goodness, I'm thinking you can get a little bit tighter than that.
Joachim Rameser, who plays in Germany, has had 4 or 5 grade A scoring chances here. Insam plays this back down low. Under 9 to go here in the third period. Kempe in with the wrister. Mario Kempe. That shot turned aside. Ekholm holds it in at the line. Rasmussen centers short side. Ekholm with the quick shot blocked. Rasmussen plays it for Kruger. For Kempe. And Rasmussen in front tried to get it to him, and it got deflected away. Redirect at the line. Kempe, little toe drag. Being watched by DeLuca. Sends it down low. 5-0 Sweden here in the third. And Sweden coming off the loss to the Czech Republic 5-2, trying to get into the win column. Shot by Gustafsson off the shaft of a stick and wide. Back to the blue line. Gustafsson dishes it off. Ekholm sent it down low, and the rink-wide pass from Kempe failed to materialize. Gets cleared down in on Henrik Lundqvist, and Lundqvist is going to stop play here. 7:51 left to go here in the third. Italy with some work to do, trying to stay in with the big group. They were in this championship 2017, 2014 before that. 1994, they had a 6th place finish at the World Championship. Lombacher breaks this up. Lombacher gets rubbed out by Marcus Pettersson and taken by William Nylander. Nylander left side for Kempe. Adrian Kempe puts on the brakes, circles, drops it off for Pettersson. Pettersson throws it. Nylander scores. Gets the rebound. And DiFilippo down on the other side. All sorts of traffic. And William Nylander finds the back of the net.
We said in the second period we thought he would get one. To almost the end of the third, but William Nylander gets on the board. And watch Robert Haig. He's the guy who drives all the way back. Defenseman on the rush, pushing back the defenders of Italy, and the puck squirts loose to William Nylander. That's Pettersson with the shot, Haig on the drive, and it's actually Zanata who pops it out. But that's how aggressive Sweden's being with their defense. Both defenders joining the rush, taking it deep, and William Nylander finishes it off for his first.
Robert Haig had some contact with the netminder, and I think there's going to be a challenge here from Clayton Meadows.
He was right on top of the crease. It did not look like he was helped in there at all. So we'll see. Stefan Renaud from the States, Peter Stanos from Slovakia, the two referees. They get right in the box. They have the monitor in front of them. They are right in front of us from our vantage point right at center ice. And the question is, I mean, he stopped in the blue.
There's the contact right there.
So that's never not going to be a goal for me. I mean, De Filippo did not really force his way out to the top of the crease. He was deep to begin with. The contact was incidental at best, and I don't think impacted the save or De Filippo's ability to get up and make the next one.
Agree.
He just happened to be around him. They may have touched briefly on the pads, but that would be my opinion. Nobody helps Haig in there. Right there, he bumps into the pad, but it's actually Zanata clears it out. De Filippo's down on his back, not because Haig bumped into him. Bump's a pretty aggressive term for that gentle bit of contact.
Yeah, I think the call's about to come here as the refs get the helmet cams back to where they need to be.
I would call it a goal.
All right, here you go. See if you're right.
After video review, goal on the ice stance. Yeah, good goal.
There you go.
Actually,
Well, it's a rarity. I got one right.
Let's see, we'll keep a chart. So it gets up to 6-0 here as William Nylander has his first of the championship.
Feels good to get on the board. Had an assist in each game. The power play.
Turned aside by Henrik Lundqvist. Rameser's after it. Circles up top. Pitches a backhander all the way around, but there for it is Elias Pettersson takes a look. And Elias Pettersson comes rink wide for Marcus Pettersson, who will go rink wide for Lindholm, and his shot goes off a stick, and that goes up and out of play.
William Nylander has had the puck an awful lot in today's game, and many good looks. Chances, good saves by De Filippo, one off the crossbar as well. And then finally he's able to get one past Marco De Filippo for his first of the tournament.
Sent up on the right side, and Insom will send this down into the Swedish end.
Nylander's almost getting double shifted right now. He's playing with Kempe and Hornquist, but he's also out here with Lander and Eriksson. So you wonder where Jesper Bratt is. We have not seen him for a long time.
Trying to remember if he was shaken up at all, but you're right, we have not seen him as of late. Louis Eriksson trying to get this back to the line, but it does come out. Brought back in by Nylander. He's got some jump to him again now. And the backhander save made, and De Filippo will hang on to that.
Well, that'll be a concern for Sweden because Jesper Bratt, one of the best players in the first period when he was playing. See William Nylander's latest attempt. Strong skater through the neutral zone, powers through the defense. But this is why Wenberg is coming. This is why John Klingberg is coming. This is why they are hoping to get Gabriel Landeskog. There are injuries. Elias Pettersson did not finish the tournament last year. He was injured halfway through. Good replacements.
You can add players. Pettersson out there now. Elias, the expected Rookie of the Year in the National Hockey League. Although there were some very good rookies.
Yeah, so Jordan Binnington being a finalist tells you that a lot of voters did not have a problem with the fact that he played.
Chance in front, and Elias Lindholm trying to jam that in, and now we have a pile up in front of the net, and we get a stoppage in play. 6-0 in favor of Sweden. up 6-0, under 6 to go here in the third. We're talking about some of the rookies. Heiskanen in Dallas had a terrific campaign.
Yeah. Frost Stalin gets the nod as a finalist. Could have been playing here for Sweden. But with Binnington getting a finalist vote, I mean, I think either you had a problem with him playing half the year and he wouldn't get any vote, or there is no problem, then his performance dictates that he deserves to be a contender. I still give it to Pettersson for what he did the entire year. Putting up numbers, even though he was injured a couple times. My vote will go to Pettersson.
Ekholm plays this in behind the net.
But I don't get to vote, so I don't have to worry about it.
There you go. Gustafsson's lead pass up the middle, deflected in front of the Italian bench. Kempe back into his own zone. Hochkofler giving chase on him. It's played around the boards for Ekholm. Matthias Ekholm pass intercepted by Marco Rosa. Rosa back up the middle. Bardaro didn't get a stick on it. Either did Ekholm, and icing is going to be called.
So for Italy, we talked about maybe some goals to be set for this game. Maybe keep it at 6 or less. Maybe keep it at 40 shots or less. Well, we're at 53 shots for Sweden, so that did not work. But to keep it at 6, even with a strong goaltending performance, I think there are things they can take out of the way they played in their own end in this game forward in this tournament to give them a better chance against Austria or Norway.
Right.
Because those are the two teams that they're probably going to have to find and get a way to get a result against. Maybe Latvia, but unlikely. Latvia looks pretty strong. They'll have to win against Norway or Austria if they want to stay up.
And that is the short-term goal
Yes.
of this Italian team, as it is for those other teams that you mentioned, is to be in this group next year in Switzerland and compete and learn.
Yep. It's baby steps, right?
Clayton Bettles talked about that before the game, learning the pace of the game that the better teams play with. Kept in Elias Lindholm, dishes it off, slap shot by Marcus Pettersson, that got blocked. As Rameser got in front of that, and it caroms all the way back down the ice. Marco Rosa on it. Rosa trying to work it out front, stripped to the puck, and Elias Lindholm back up the ice. Dishes it off. Anton Lander scores. Hat trick for Anton Lander. And Sweden has upped it to 7-0.
Not bad at all, Anton Lander. As he opened the scoring, he got a shorty, and now a beautiful goal off the rush. I thought Lindholm might have played this a little bit too slowly, but Lander cuts hard inside. Subtle pick by Lander on Pavlu. And look at Lander cut to the inside here. And go back against the grain, beating Di Filippo over the shoulder. Lindholm with a nice little drop pass and drive to free up some space. Lander takes that space and with a nice finish.
Swedish fans must really like the hats that they're wearing. Or maybe they don't do that here.
Adam Larson with a high stick.
Yeah, this will be disallowed as we emphatically see the referee waving that one off. Or the referee emphatically waving it off, I guess, is the correct English.
Adam Larson rebound up and over the crossbar. Pretty good hand eye.
The puck was touching with your high stick.
But Adam Larson, a couple years in a row I've seen him over here. When he plays in the NHL, he is very much a defensive defenseman, physical, pretty simple with the puck, not overly aggressive as far as getting involved in the offensive rush or on the cycle. And he gets over here, he doesn't play like that at all. He is way more aggressive, and he shows more skills than he does in the NHL. You wonder if whoever the new coach is in Edmonton will see this and encourage him to round out his game. There is more to it than what he does for the Oilers.
Nylander drops it for Hornquist, tried to get that back for Nylander, and Costner takes over, and Diego Costner charges down the right side, cross ice for Gander. Gander's shot goes off a stick. Back for Hornquist. Hornquist spun around and back up the ice for Gander. For Michelli. Gander heading to the front of the net. And the return pass got blocked. Ekholm controls for Sweden. Pettersson winds his way to the line and in. DiFilippo plays that one away. Some of the quickness we saw from DiFilippo earlier in the game may be gone as well, and that would be understandable. He's faced 55 shots, and there's a look at the partners here for Anton Lander.
Yeah, been beaten 7 times, 3 times by Lander. First one on a rebound, second one on a short-handed rush, nice little finish, and this one the best of them all probably. A pretty good knack for the net. Anton Lander, who just had 10 goals in the 39 games he played for Akbars this past year, and just 10 goals in the 215 he played in Edmonton. And you see that, and you see this, and it doesn't quite compute. You know, even though he's put in a defensive role and maybe not on the best teams when he was at Edmonton, I think the Oilers organization kept waiting for glimpses of this, and they were looking for a kind of 12, 14 goal scorer in a third line centerman role that could be really good defensively, and he just never provided enough offense.
28 years of age.
He's not even that old.
At the line, slap shot as Ekholm let that one fly, and that's snared out of midair.
Those gloves have gotten a workout. This pass from Pettersson a little bit in front of Ekholm, so he's got to push it, and because of that, it rises up.
Old school on the colors on his equipment.
They look like road hockey pads he used to wear as a kid.
Yep, I had a pair of those.
I never played goal. As you saw by the way I played, I was adverse to blocking shots.
So was I. That's why I'm broadcasting. The problem was I was a goaltender. Brought in on the left side. Bumped in the corner there as Pettersson tries to work it up the wall. Ramusser is in on him. And Robert Haig is there, but Haig's pass is picked off. Ramusser plays it back at the line. Trevillato back for Ramusser. Lets it go through traffic. That got blocked in front. Backdoor play. Rasmussen can't do anything with it. And Trevillato shot with all sorts of traffic in front of Henrik Lundqvist. And that shot never got through.
You can see Sweden. You may not hear it on TV, but the kind of communication it takes to play defense well. Henrik Lundqvist had an easy night, just 11 shots, but the puck goes out to the point. Well, Rasmussen and Pettersson start going there, and they're yelling at each other, one to release, one to drop back. So they slam on the brakes, they sort it out. The one key ingredient to playing good defense is communicating. You need to talk to your teammates. What are you seeing? What are you doing? What do you want them to do? And work it out together. Silence is never a good idea in your own end.
And is that more a case now because of the fact that these players have not spent a lot of time together? There's a good save made by Lundqvist on a blast from inside.
You're exactly right. New systems and new players.
But Rickard Gronberg, the coach of Sweden, will be pleased with the outcome and the way some of his players have performed in this game. Nylander, and that save was made. The rebound was there for a split second for Hornqvist. Kempe with a shot, scores! Adrian Kempe from the far side, tipped in front of the net, and Patrick Hornqvist will probably get his second of the hockey game.
You can hear the tick. Where does Hornqvist need to go to score? The front of the net. He doesn't hang out in the high slot looking for one-timers. He's not cruising around the blue line looking for gives and goes. He goes to the front of the net, just standing there. And Kempe drifts it in. Watch, perfect tip here. Just pulls it back. That is an ideal spot to tip a puck by Kempe because it's the middle of the net. The goaltender has to honor the fact that it's pretty high so he doesn't get down that quickly. If you're able to tip it down and to either side, there will be holes there. Intelligent shot by Kempe, placing it on the plate of Hornqvist, and that's what he does so well.
And in a game that's getting faster, Hornqvist now at 32 years of age, still a very valuable player because of what he can do in tight quarters.
As long as he has a team and players to get the puck into the offensive zone, he's fine. He can't transport it for you, but if he plays with guys who can, and in Pittsburgh, and on Sweden he does, then he's a good finisher in and around the net.
DeLuca breaks the play up, cleared down the ice. Ekholm back for it, and the linesman wisely waves off the icing call. Ekholm Gustafsson. So Sweden has blown this game wide open here in the third. And after a tough loss against Switzerland, it'll be a tough loss here against Sweden for Italy.
Was it just 2-0 after 2?
Yes.
Seems hard to believe.
In front of the net, under the pads, and cleared away. Blocked by Gustafsson. And then they had the chances to make it 2-1.
Hit the post right prior to it going to 3-0.
Clear back at center. This will get hammered all the way down the ice, and Henrik Lundqvist will make one last save. It's cleared to the far side boards. Pettersson will send it around the boards, and this one will come to an end. It will be a 12-save shutout for Henrik Lundqvist, and Sweden will come away with a 8-0 victory, and Rickard Gronberg will enjoy this one, and Anton Lander with 3, Patrick Hornqvist with 2.
One of the keys to this game for Sweden was staying patient. It took really till the third period for them to blow it open, but they stuck with it, dominated the game decisively, and will feel good about themselves on an 8-0 result.
So Sweden will go to 1-1. Italy will drop to 0-2 in this tournament. Latvia, Switzerland, the final game of the day here.
Sponsor of the 2019 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship.
Dámy a páni, najlepší hráči tohto stretnutia budú ocenení Raiffeisenbank International, sponzorom majstrovstiev sveta IIHF v ľadovom hokeji 2019.
The prizes will be presented by Piero Misani from Research and Development of Pirelli and Lars Andersson, President of the Swedish Ice Hockey Association.
The prizes will be presented by budú odovzdávať páni Piero Misani, oddelenie výskumu a vývoja firmy Pirelli, a pán Anders Larsson, prezident Švédskej asociácie ľadového hokeja.
The best player of Team Italy, number 30, Marco De Filippo Roja. The best player of Team Sweden, number 58, Anton Lander.
Your coach mentioned that you guys wanted to tighten up defensively and certain parts of your game. Is the team happy with how they made the adjustments?
Yeah, I thought we played pretty solid. We kept a little bit more simple in the third, and the result with more goals. So more simple, more goals.
It was a 2-goal game heading into that third period. What was mentioned in the locker room that changed things for the team?
No, like I mentioned, we got to be more simple, more straight. A little bit too much passing and no one in front. So sometimes hockey can be real simple, and I think we got that going in third.
And for yourself, it was a fantastic evening. 3 goals, a hat trick. Congratulations. What was working so well for you out there?
I play with great teammates. They passing the puck, and today the finish was there. I'm happy, and we got the first win of the tournament, so now we're looking forward for tomorrow's game.
Well, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right. Marco, 57 shots you faced today. You managed to keep it a 2-goal game through 2 periods. What changed in that third?
I think as a team we got a little tired. But I think we played great the first 2 periods, much better than our game yesterday. So this is a learning process for us because it's the first time that a lot of our guys play at this level with this space. So I mean, the first 2 periods I think were great. We played great as a team, and then we just got a little tired.
Is the team staying positive?
Yeah, well, we have to. We have to.
Your coach mentioned that you guys were going to be building off of every game that you play. You've had 2 tough games to start the tournament. Are you happy with the progress the team has made?
Well, I think we played much better than yesterday. Obviously, the opponents, they have world-class players, and we don't. So, but I think we were better than yesterday, and hopefully on Tuesday we'll be better than today. Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.